seen one of these since the council disbanded the Bombay Family business of assassination. What's this? I took the envelope from her and turned it over, afraid to break the seal. Once you broke the seal, you as much as accepted the assignment. Old fears die hard. Technically, we didn't do this type of work anymore. The island of Santa Muerta was no longer Bombay Central HQ. I no longer invented strange ways to kill people because we no longer killed people. Well, I guess we could still kill people. There just wasn't an organization that made us do it anymore. Mom, I repeated, what the hell is this? She waved her arm in the air absently. There's one more assignment. I stared at her. She really was off her rocker. I pictured her sitting in her condo alone, reliving the old days by stuffing blank sheets of paper into manila envelopes and closing them with the Bombay seal in red wax. And then I pictured myself inheriting her insanity and doing the same thing. I really, really needed to work on that dementia vaccine. From who? There isn't a Bombay Council anymore, I said gently. There are no more assignments, no more targets. We gave that all up, remember? I was worried about Mom. We'd kept the staff at Santa Muerta. She would be cared for the rest of her days. I decided I'd need to talk to the staff soon about keeping an eye on her. I know that, Missy. I'm not demented. Not yet. Mom laughed, and I felt a cool trickle of relief. Well, what's this then? I asked, holding the envelope up. I had to admit I was itching to open it just once, for old time's sake. I already told you. One last assignment. She said it simply, her hands on her hips as if I were a child who didn't understand. I sighed and tore into the packet. The only way I was going to get answers was to open it in front of her. Imagine my surprise when I pulled out a full dossier complete with target info and the VIX pics. Huh. This, Mom said, tapping the top of the file with a perfectly manicured index finger, is the last loose end. This is the one we didn't finish. She looked at me and smiled. You are going to finish it. But who put all this together? The council doesn't exist anymore. I flipped through the pages, and there's some very recent intel in here. Some of the Bombays apparently couldn't let the work go. It wasn't anything new. My great-great-grandmother died taking out her last assignment at the ripe old age of 98 years old. She refused to retire. It happens. Mom waved me off breezily. Oh, Carolina, Pete, Georgia, and I never felt right about disbanding the business, leaving this one thing undone. This assignment has been on the radar for decades. It just never got pushed all the way through. We wanted to tie up this last loose end. That's all. The Bombay Council consisted of the elders in the family and their generation of siblings and cousins. My mom's generation had been in charge before we retired, handing down assignments to me and my cousins. I looked back down on the file. It was tempting, terribly tempting. There wasn't a Bombay alive who hadn't wanted this one plum assignment, but it never came up, not in our parents' lifetime or ours. If I had to guess, I'd say it was a back-burner gig that hadn't been completely pushed through, kind of a someday assignment. We didn't have the full authority to act, so it waited. Now, with the Bombays retired, I guess it was the last loose end. And here it was in simple black and white. It was the hit of the millennia, and it had come to me. I looked up to see Mom had gone. She kind of did that a lot. The cassowaries were back, looking from the book to me expectantly. We're done for the day, boys. Come on, let's get some food. I looked at the birds, who merely squawked. Hrothgar looked at me meaningfully. I took that to mean it was dinner time. I handed over a big container of kiwis, and without thanking me, the birds began happily swallowing the fruit whole. It looked like something out of a cartoon. This was a special case, and was over the holidays, too. I'd need help with this one, and I knew just who to call. My cousin, Jin Bombay, answered the phone immediately. Missy, happy holidays! Jin's eager voice was accompanied by the sound of loud Christmas.